Hello and welcome to episode 14 of our Ostriv Alpha 4.5 Let's Play. It is January of 1741. 406 people in our town. We've got a couple houses left in the building queue and not much else figured out. But today's episode we should be able to build quite a bit more. We're picking up steam quite nicely and we've got a good start on this island thanks to this little market stall area here. And we've got some other stuff that we can put in as well. So let's take a quick look around, shall we? This area down here has become mostly unchanged. We did put in some grave plots last episode. A couple episodes ago at this point, I can't honestly remember. And we've got a school here. And we've got a school up here by this market. And one of the commenters on YouTube, Nicole K, said, hey, can you put a school down here? I think we're probably going to. Sounds like a pretty good idea. Before we get to that, let's just check how we're doing over here. Farm is pretty full, but we are taking our potatoes out as we are feeding the pigs, and there's plenty of flax that can be spun into textile over here at our, wherever it is, weavers workshops and stuff. They've got a, oh, this one's actually not operating. We should fix that. Yeah, so that will be done post haste. So let's go ahead while we are down here. Go ahead and remember first of all where the school is. Yep, right here. And we'll get our grid here just so it lines up nicely. And we'll leave a little bit of space. Probably put this thing right about here. This should be reasonably centered. That'll be a big help for our school-age children when that is complete. And of course down here I did say I was going to put some warehouses in, so we'll go ahead and take a look at doing just that. We'll put that one right there, and then we'll put this one right next door. Try and line this up slightly here. And that right there should be just fine. And then we can kind of close the rest of this off. Of course, before that gets built, we'll go ahead and put on 12 times speed because the game can handle it. We'll go ahead and put in some of these lovely dog rows of bushes here, just along the edge of this warehouse area. Make things look a little bit better. That should be a nice addition here. Just have a couple more of these houses to build. And we should be just about at equilibrium in terms of open vacancies and jobs, which is where we want to be. And this house is still empty for some reason. So I guess that will be, well, there's no jobs available, so maybe not yet. So we are getting slightly ahead of ourselves, but that is not always a bad thing. And this should be relatively speedy to construct. We also might want to look into adding some more wagon sheds at some point in the near future, depending on the utilization of the ones we've already got. Seems like they're being taken advantage of. This house is just about finished here. One thing we definitely need for sure is more carts. Whether it's cart parkings or cart sheds with the dedicated employees, we'll take a look at that in just a moment here. Okay, and now we have family occupying here, and then this should be occupied relatively soon as well, because we're about to get into the planting season. But we've got a very nice start down here, and I think that's going to be pretty cool. When we go take a look at everything, we see that these wagon sheds are fully utilized. So in the interest of making sure that our horses are able to be fully utilized, go ahead and put in another wagon shed right here. Kind of fill out this area because we have plenty of horses here that we can make into draft horses. Go ahead and make those 3 ready to go. Stuff is looking good indeed. Our trading dock is ready to go. We really just need to find something to do with all this stone because we can't put it anywhere else. We could, I guess, build a stone mining camp somewhere. But it'd be kind of defeating the purpose if it's just to store this much stone. So we'll see what we end up building. I think some of the new buildings coming out in the next update will use stone. I think the looked like a water mill kind of thing with a it wouldn't be a dam, would not be the right word for it, but like a Almost like some sort of jetty of sorts going out into the water to divert flow over a rotating water wheel thing. Might use some stone. So we'll take a look at that if we're still playing this file when the update comes out. Right now we've got the school that's just about done. Should be relatively quickly here. And then of course we can hire a teacher and get this rocking and rolling before it's time for planting the crops in this year's harvest. And we've got a messenger to check out, but before we do, go ahead and hire that teacher. Oh, that was instant. And they should be able to get to work there. All right, so what's going on here? Got some flour we can sell them. Go ahead and take care of that. And I think we're in pretty good shape. We could buy some sheepskin. Might actually be smart to go ahead and get that because we seem to be lacking in our sheepskin supply. Although we do have a pretty decent amount of clothes. If we can get ahead of that, we can start selling some. Which would be a great moneymaker going into the future. We already have 7 kids in here. So I guess it was a good call to go ahead and build that school. And we've got these warehouses all set up as well. So, oh, I kind of like that actually, those 2 warehouses right next to each other. So let's figure out what we want to put in here. We can't really put anything food related specifically. There are some things like meat and haruka and salt and all that. So it actually might be beneficial. Well, salt's being stored in here. Let's get salt out of here and put instead sunflower oil, because we can do that. Go ahead and pop in 2,000 there. And we can make this full of salt and dry goods like shoes, clothing, and warm clothing. Of course, we'll go ahead and put 5,000 salt here, and then we have 1750, and 1,500. I think that math should work out to 10,000. But don't quote me. I took music major math 10 years ago. So don't hold your breath. Now, as far as the rest of the stuff, we've got firewood is probably going to be a pretty good thing to put here. I probably, in another episode, probably said exactly what I was going to put here and then completely forgot. But that's just the way things go sometimes. So I think we'll roll with firewood here. Just a cool 10,000 of that. Go ahead and copy paste all of our settings there. That'll be very nicely done. Wagon shed is complete as well. So we'll go ahead and copy paste this. And as soon as this gets stocked a little bit more, we'll go ahead and get some horses in there. That is looking good. And I know I said in the last episode we'd probably put some more cow sheds over here. So we will take a look at that, see how feasible that is. This is in the process of being supplied here. And looks like it is, so we'll go ahead and order those wagons. And now we can go ahead and put in some cow sheds. So just go... Actually, before we do that, let's put in some wonderful little spruce trees right here. Just for decorative purposes, excuse me. Let's get that going right here. Should be a pretty good look. And then we'll put in our cow sheds right on the other side here. Of course, with more cow sheds is going to come more hay dryers and hay barracks. So we'll get those built as well. How close can I get here? Right here? Okay. Should be able to put one more right there. And that's going to look really nice when that's all done and grown in. So we'll go ahead now. Take our cow sheds. Come right along behind here. Just like so. And then we'll come all the way down here. Right like so, and put one right there. Those will match up pretty nicely, and we can put in the middle here a couple of hay barracks. In fact, if we do them like this, pretty sure, yes. Yes, we can. Do that will be a pretty good look here. Just do those two over here. Well, I don't know what it is about this specific item, but it doesn't like overlapping the grids here. So we'll just roll with that. Oh, we are flying along here. Great progress. And it's very befitting that we have this platform right here because that'll enable them to get easy water. So we'll start off with these 2 additional cow sheds that should help our production of beef and cow hides substantially. And of course, we're going to go ahead and put in a slaughterhouse right next door. And that will be just cows. Well, for now, just cows and horses should the need arise. We will probably put some more pigs somewhere as well. So that is looking pretty good here. We'll go ahead and wait until this one is built before we do all of our other stuff. I believe we'll be in a pretty good position here. We'll also need to build more pastures because I know we're not going to have enough fallow fields to handle 4 or 5 buildings worth of animals or all that other stuff. Although I think this sheep farm has a pasture, so really we only need to worry about 4. We'll see. This is just about done here. And it is done, so we'll come over here, do this, get this all ready to go. Because there are only 12 cows because we did kind of start over here. But we can go ahead, in the interest of repopulating our cows here, go ahead and put 1 bull in each of these places. And then let's go with 2 cows apiece. Just right there and right there. And these should have, as soon as they have stuff supplied to them, whenever the cows go into the cow shed, they should have all of their stuff taken care of. And we'll have 7 cows in here, and there'll be 3 apiece in here. Probably we'll move 1 more into each of these. Yeah, so we'll take care of that. 1 there and 1 here. It'll be real nice when we have our hay all stored up. They don't have to go halfway across town to get to it. But we will have to wait a little bit for that to happen here. So if the next trader that comes in is offering any cattle, we probably want to go ahead and buy some. But I don't necessarily need to rush anything. They've got cows, so I guess I should put my money where my mouth is after we sell some of this stuff here. Go ahead and buy more leather just because I can. Iron. Wow, we have a ton of iron. Don't need to buy any of that. As far as cows go, go ahead and buy... Yeah, we'll go ahead and buy 10 cows. We'll do that. We have the money. We're doing quite well for ourselves here. And once this slaughterhouse is done, that should be quite nice indeed. Yep. There we go. And I think if we follow our... Yeah, okay, there's a ton of stuff coming our way. So let's make sure we have everyone working here. In fact, we have... Well, we have a lot of open vacancies right now, actually. As long as one of these guys is here when all this stuff gets here, should be okay, but just to be safe. We'll go ahead and hire 4, because why not, right? What else are we going to do? Slaughterhouse is all done, of course. We will be checking horses at this one and unchecking everything except cows. Actually, you know what? No. We'll just leave everything here, because why not, right? We'll just go ahead and copy all that. That'll be A-okay. Although we can turn off horses here if it's not already turned off, and it is turned off, so that's fine. Now we have these wagons here. We don't have cart parking. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll put one there. And down here, we really don't have any carts. So, in the interest of rectifying that, we'll go ahead and see if we can pop some next to these little fishing docks here. That should be a pretty good spot for that. Could be used by most people around here. Oh wow, all the cows went in this one. Okay. Well, we will go ahead and transfer some of them over here. Was not expecting that many to come in. Then we'll put a couple back over here. Ideally, this would end with us having about 8 to 10 in each one. There's 8 here, and this one should have... Okay, well, there's a couple en route to this one, if I am recalling correctly, so this should be somewhere between 6 and 8. Okay. Get some carts here, and then we'll come down here. Wow, that was quick. That should help out a little bit with our organization here. Looking good. So, that's looking nice. We've got this area down here. This school is still operating. 7 people in there. This area we're not going to touch for probably a little while. After different stuff starts getting built and everything. I think we should probably be focusing in this general area here. Actually, let's see what's going on here with Marvin Cove. Looking pretty good. Okay, yeah, these people are doing just fine. I think we can probably go ahead and put in some more houses here. Let's see what kind of shenanigans I can get into with a non-standard housing distribution here. So we put a house there and a house here. Go ahead and get that out of the way here. Start with something like this. Then we can play around with manipulating some of these things here. Just because we can. So I do something like this. Then on the other side, I can make it a little more interesting with something like this. Just to add a little bit of variety and intrigue to our little housing square here. And then on this side, how about a house, a single house that is this wide, or is that too long? Okay, well, we can try something like this. Actually, I kind of like the idea of doing something different here. So if we rotate this to be like that, then bring this in like so, I think we can get a house with a very small garden here. Get this to line up like so. And then match that up right about there. And then put this guy right in the corner like so. It's an interesting little departure from completely square, don't you think? And right in between this right here, we can probably put in our small arch, and it looks like we can. So that's going to go right there. And right here, the same exact thing. Go ahead and pop in our fences. Just because we can. Same thing down here. Looking good. Cool. That's going to be nice when that's all done. Ox died of old age. Oh, this salt works, huh? 19 years, good lord. We'll go ahead and slaughter that other one too, because we have the ability, theoretically. Well, not really. I wonder if I can put in horses. I think you can. I've not tried it before. Draft animals. So if I go to my horses, we need to breed these again. So if I take my 2 oldest female horses, I can. That is cool. So that will be useful there. Go ahead and move them over there. Here comes one. And the other one is actually ahead of the person that's bringing it over here, which is interesting. Eager to get to work, I guess. All right, so they're taking care of that. Got families moving in left and right over here. I went right past it. All right, good start, good start. So these houses right here, we just have 6 right here. That's a little bit more interesting distribution than just this. You know, you got to mix it up a little bit. Try something different every once in a while. That's looking nice already. And we're already end of August, beginning of September. Time flies, especially when it's on 12 times speed all the time. So I think we should be in pretty good shape here. We're making steady progress in a very good way. So while we're here, why don't we go ahead and get a little screenshot of these 2 cow sheds, huh? Go ahead and do that. That'll be today's thumbnail. It's a good habit to get into, to get that figured out ahead of time. Still haven't quite figured out what I want to do here in this big empty space. I was thinking maybe a fenced-in park area or something to that effect, but I'm not completely sold on that idea. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. I'd be interested to hear what you have to say for that. All right. Yeah, I like this little off-center thing. I guess if I was really committed to the bit, I would have put the larger house on the bottom of this side and the smaller one on top, so these would have met right here. But hey, that's just a little bit of a different kind of variety thing, having that jog and the fence line there. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Sheep are looking pretty good. And it'll be a while before these can reproduce because there's only a 5-month-old bull here. But this one's good to go. Looks like we're in very good shape. Nice population distribution. Trending lower, which is good for long-term growth. Lots and lots of good stuff. I love the height of the trees that are punctuating all the different stuff in here. Well, I think it's nice at least. Especially this little thing right here behind this house. Adds a little bit of interest. I think at least. Looks pretty nice. This birch tree lined boulevard approaching the church is... I wish I could get a little bit of a lower angle below the trees so you could kind of look up at the church from here. That would be a pretty compelling photograph. But alas, the game's engine does not want me to be able to get low enough to do that. Anyway, how's the pigs looking? 27. So they could act... Wow, because they've been busy. They've got a lot going on here. Let's see. I think we're probably still okay for most of this stuff. Yeah, we are completely fine. Looks like harvest is going well. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with what we have going on here. Seems the usage of the wagons has slowed down a little bit. We are waiting on horseshoes, as could be expected. The smithies are slow, so maybe it's time to build another smithy. Maybe it's time to do just that. Not entirely sure where I'd want to put it. Probably, if I had to guess, in this general area would be a pretty smart thing to do. Because we do already have a charcoal pile right here. So if I were to do something like maybe this, rotate it around, then we can do a little bit of a decoration here with a fence that goes right about here, then comes up like so, just to kind of do a little bit of dividing here. Something to that effect. Just go ahead and do one of these numbers here, because we can. And again, it's not perfectly straight, but that is okay. We will live with it anyway. Put in a couple of trees, just haphazardly distributed the back here. That'll be pretty convenient. No real reason to have a fence behind here. It's not really containing anything. It's just a little bit of decoration to break up the monotony of some other stuff here. So we'll go ahead and copy our settings here. Make sure this is all good to go. And we're already getting right down to work, and that is going to be a good addition to this part of town. Coming up to the end of October already, and look what we did. We got a couple of warehouses, we've got a school, got some more cow sheds, we've got some interesting houses that are kind of breaking the, well, not completely, but breaking up the monotony of the square village houses with gardens. Again, we're not going to be building a bridge here because that would disrupt the path of the trading ships. So I'm thinking this peninsula would be a great place for more houses, kind of like these, but I don't think, yeah, the market stalls don't quite reach all the way out here. So it could be a good spot for some more fishing docks, if we felt so inclined to do so. So I think probably would not be a terrible choice to do something like that. So I think I'll go ahead, put a boatyard there, and then we'll just kind of intersperse these in different areas here. We'll just do 2. I'll do a 3rd right there, just to give a little bit of interest to this area. And we're probably going to put a bridge. Where's this one? Yeah, probably put a bridge right about here, maybe, to get to this other side, but not quite yet. We've got a lot to take care of before we grow quite that far that way. So I like the idea of having that there. I didn't want to put a farm here necessarily because I feel like in the later game this will be a more central location, so it makes more sense to have people living here. We will we'll find out as the town grows what ends up making sense to put here. These people are back again. We don't need anything from them. We don't need to send them anything. Go ahead and copy our boatyard settings and resources here. Don't need 20 people supplying it. I don't know why it does that. And then these fishing docks won't be able to fish anything this year, but in next spring and next episode, they will be able to get right to work and double the capacity of our fishing fleet. So that's something to look forward to here. Lots and lots of good stuff happening in this episode. Cows will grow in time, and we'll have all this stuff. This will be recovered as well. And we have our horses doing our work at the saltworks. Could build another saltworks. I'm not specifically worried about that at this exact moment in time. Looks like our oil workshops are functioning as intended. And yeah, here we are at another December. Town continues to grow. Lots and lots of good stuff happening here. Our Smithy should be producing some nice stuff here. I think we should have iron is stored somewhere. I can't remember exactly where it is. It's one of these. One of these. Yeah, right here. Okay, we've got plenty. We are doing more than fine. We're doing extra fine. Let's see if we can get them to finish these fishing docks before time is up here for today's episode. And while we wait, obligatory reminder, I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/jcthebeard, playing Ostriv and other games as well. Hoping to do another live stream sometime soon this week, or maybe this weekend, depending on what else I have going on in my busy life over here. But yeah, feel free, give me a follow over there and join in on the fun when that happens. And if you're not subscribed here on YouTube, please consider doing so. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers, of course, which is YouTube partnership and all sorts of other wonderful features, and a little bit of money coming my way too, which is not necessary, but always, always appreciated. So if you are still here watching this video, I appreciate you very, very much for joining in on the fun today and every day that I post videos. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.